Alright, sorry about the lighting here. I promise it'll get better as soon as I'm done flipping through these stickers. But I'm going to be planning through the week of July 11th through July 17th, 2022, using this old kit from Scribble Prints Co. I honestly can't remember the name of the sticker kit, and it's pretty old, so I don't know if it's available anymore anyways. Maybe if it is, it's probably even reformatted at this point. I don't really keep up with Scribble Prints Co.'s like sticker layouts or anything. I try not to buy anything from Scribble Prints Co. just because they only do glossy stickers, and I'm not a huge fan of using glossy stickers. I think the kits look great. I just don't personally like using them. I just don't like how glossy stickers feel when I'm handling them. And I definitely don't like how they feel when I write on them. And I don't like being limited, like the pens that I use being limited, because only certain pens work on glossy sticker paper, which is essentially kind of like sticky photo paper. So whatever. But this kit was too perfect to pass up, so I got it to use here in this 2022 memory keeping planner. I'm continuing the sort of theme of like summary kits using pastel pinks, purples, and blues with black color accents. And this particular week, I went to a music and tattoo festival. And so I thought that this was like a fitting kit for the theme, just because there's a couple of like music related things in the artwork here. There's like a boom box and a couple other things. And so I thought it was fitting, and it has the most black, I think, like actual black and not like kind of grayish, darkish colors, but like actual black color than any of the other kits that I had for this month. And so since it is kind of a rock and metal music fest, I thought it was fitting. Plus, I think that the checkered washi on the bottom, and it's hard to see, but there's like little colorful smiley faces in the washi too. But it just, I don't know, it makes me think of like middle school and high school for me, where like black and white checkers was like the pattern of the generation. It's like that's what all the things in like Hot Topic were, and everybody had those black and white checkered Vans. And the lineup for the Music Fest this year was definitely, it was like my playlist from back in the day, so I thought it was perfect. The Music Fest also, it's called Inkcarceration, which I think is hilarious. It's held at the old Ohio State Reformatory that also doubled as a prison. It's where they filmed the movie Shawshank Redemption, but because it's also a tattoo convention at a prison, it's ink, like INK carceration, and I just think that's great. It's just like a bunch of metalheads walking around this old creepy abandoned prison with t-shirts that have like the best pun that I've seen in years and like on all the merchandise. So I think that's just absolutely hilarious. So okay, so I have the base laid down at this point for my planner. I'm starting on the sidebar. I printed out a picture of the lineup just so I can look back and see like who all I saw during that weekend. And it had, like I said, a lot of my old favorites from like high school and even back in middle school. So you can kind of see the whole lineup here, but like Papa Roach, 3 Days Grace, Daughtry, Lacuna Coil, Breaking Benjamin, Evanescence, Seether, Sick Puppies, Theory of a Dead Man. Like these are all bands that like if my high school self knew that I would eventually see one day live all in one weekend, I would just be losing my mind. So comment down below, are those the bands that you listened to when you were in high school or middle school, or what did your playlist look like at that time? And are you also the kind of person that just has the same 10 songs that you listen to over and over again for the rest of your life like me, or has your music taste changed over time? But getting back to the sidebar here, so I do like to add a lot of habit trackers to my sidebar, and there's never enough for me. So I did use the 2 from the kit, and then I also added one from Planner Kate to track my ED recovery, and kind of like a workout habit tracker that I have from Fav Planner. It's FAV Planner. I don't know. And then I just added a full box at the top, which afterwards I wasn't super happy with that choice there. It matches the washi and it like balances the page weird. I don't know. I thought it was a good idea when I put it down, and now I definitely regret it, but the sticker is down, so I just have to live with it. But oh well. And then moving into my Monday plans, I started off with this cute little purple-haired character from Joy of Planning to mark that I had a workout that morning. And then that was kind of it. I really didn't have too much else going on for that week. Usually leading up to a weekend-long festival, I try not to have too many plans since I'm going to get like not much sleep over the weekend. So I just had a lot of things that I wanted to get done, but not really like big events or anything. So I did add a little to-do list down at the bottom. And then with this kit, there weren't any like to-do headers to mark that list. So I did end up using a little to-do script that I got from Sarah Marie to make like my own to-do header. And then I just added a nice little full box to take up the rest of the space. And then on Tuesday, I did have a work meeting. So I do have like a checklist behind the lineup in my sidebar that goes over just kind of like general work tasks that I got done throughout the week. But if there's something like a meeting or something that is like time specific, I like to put that in the actual date on the planner. And so I wanted to show in the spread that I had a work meeting, and then I wanted to add some notes with the details of the meeting behind that sticker, not too much. And so I used one of those extender box things, and let me tell you, it's like, I don't know, just when I think I have it figured out, it throws me off. These long skinny stickers really do make it a lot more difficult. And I'm trying to find ways that I can make it like I'm not using up a whole box extender for each time I do something like this, just because they go so quickly, and it's a struggle, but I think I made it work. I don't know. In the end, it looked okay. It just was kind of like a messy journey getting there, I think, as you can see. I also have trouble with like, I don't know, where it folds, like the stickers tend to bunch up in there, but I do think I'm getting better. It might not look like it, but I think so. And then I also, on this day, got Chipotle, and I was struggling a little bit trying to figure out how I wanted to mark that in the planner, but I got one of those little like square box stickers. And then I have this cute little like Chipotle to go bag sticker from a shop called Sticky Perks. And then I put down a half box, and I do like to white out some of the black lines that might show through those stickers. And so I put down the half box, and then a cute little like girl at a laptop sticker that I got from the shop Planit Beautiful, which unfortunately is no longer making stickers, but I do still have some left, so I'm getting to use those up. And then I wanted to add another to-do list with like one of those makeshift to-do headers with the script from Sarah Marie. And I didn't need like a full to-do list, so I just cut up one of those ombre heart checklists and made it a little bit shorter, just because there was a lot that I wanted to put down on this day. And so if I didn't need a full to-do list, I didn't want to use it up. And even like that Chipotle thing, the square, I love the look of those square stickers, but they just take up such an awkward space. And I needed something that took up less space vertically, so I did end up switching it out for a quarter box. And like I said, I did actually have a lot that I wanted to mark down on this day. It wasn't necessarily busy, just a lot of little things that I wanted to notate here. So like right now I'm putting down that I got an Etsy delivery from the shop Chelsea Brown, and then I also got an Amazon delivery. So I used the little things like label sticker things, and the Etsy and Amazon icons are from Planner Kate. I do like having a lot to write down during a day just because it does help with like the color blocking type look that I like to go for. It's not like a true color block, I don't think, because I can't stick only to that certain color of stickers, but I try as best I can. But for something like this, I have this What's for Dinner sticker that's only in black and white, so I didn't really have a choice to go with like that pretty mauvey pink color, but it is what it is. So the What's for Dinner is from the Crafting Cat Lady, and then I have this cute little HelloFresh script sticker that I put in there that I don't really remember where I got that from, just to show that I made a HelloFresh meal on Tuesday. And then I did end up using that square box sticker thing down at the very bottom, and I have a little like take out the trash script icon combo thing from Crafted by Carly, and then a recycling icon from 989 Designs. I was really struggling with like the spacing of how it would look. Again, those box stickers or those like square stickers look really cool, but I really struggle with making it work. But it clearly oh, that's right, I ended up actually switching it out for like a label sticker anyway, so the poor little square sticker never actually ended up getting it used, I don't think, but it is what it is. And then once I put everything down for the day, I ended up not even having enough space for a full box, which isn't the worst thing in the world. I mean, I like using full boxes, but I do like the look of having like all like functional stickers, especially when they're the right color, all down there. But then once I got all of them down, I realized yet again, I don't like how it looks. So I just had to kind of reorder things and make sure that the spacing was great. I'm still not like 100% sold on how it turned out. But like, it's not terrible, I don't think. I think it still looks pretty okay. That HelloFresh sticker was kind of throwing me off since almost everything I was able to use, like the pink sticker from the kit and that the like What's for Dinner and HelloFresh were just like a very doodly looking black and white sticker, and I wanted to make sure that it looked like balanced, I guess, for the day. But I do like showing when I actually like cook a meal when I remember to write it down, just because clearly I take out maybe a little bit too much, especially in 2022. I've definitely gotten better since then. And then whenever I did, not get takeout, I tended to lean towards like cereal or something like that. So when I would actually cook something on the stove, I definitely like showing that as a little victory. And I think I had some kind of tacos or something from HelloFresh on that day. I feel like all of my HelloFresh boxes end up having some kind of tacos in there because they're so easy to make and they're so tasty. But moving on to Wednesday, where it's kind of a lighter pink color, I had another workout scheduled for that day where I used another Joy of Planning character sticker. And then that Dunkin' Donuts iced coffee icon is from Beyond Paper Flowers, because I rewarded myself with some iced coffee coming home from my little workout. And then not too much else going on that day. I did have room to add a full box and even add the like glitter header border that I like putting on there. And then either for lunch or dinner, I'm guessing probably dinner, I got Taco Bell from DoorDash, which I don't know about you, but I always regret getting Taco Bell. Like, it always sounds like a great idea, and then afterwards I feel like garbage and my stomach hurts and I'm never as full as I would like. I don't know, maybe that's just me. And then I kind of skipped past it really quickly, but if you're wondering, at the bottom of Wednesday I did have a little purple haired like icon stick or like character sticker from Stick with the Plan Co. And then here on Thursday, I'm again struggling with this whole box extender thing. I don't know. It's such a struggle. Like, I love how it turns out. I just haven't figured out what works best for me. And so at this point, since I had gotten kind of sick of using like the box extenders and like cutting them up, and I was really trying to be creative, I actually took some of the leftover like background paper from the kit, and it worked okay, because it does basically the same thing. Like, box extenders are really just regular sticker paper that they just call box extenders. So I'm like, well, if I'm cutting it up anyways, I guess it doesn't need to be like box extender paper, but I don't know. Again, I'm going to get better. I have these cute little Zoom stickers that I'm putting on the back to mark some of the meeting notes that I wanted to put down, and I can't remember where I got those, unfortunately. But for Thursday, after my meeting, I did want to put down that I actually vacuumed, and not just like did a quick little sweep through the house, but I like went in and vacuumed all the things. And I was also able to use up this little vacuum time and check sticker that I had laying around in a reusable sticker book. So those are nice to use up, even though I have no idea where I got those stickers from. And then a little bit later in the day, I also got takeout, and I went to Chick-fil-A. I ran some errands during that day, and so kind of like the little shopping area that I went to has a Chick-fil-A, which, oh my gosh, I love Chick-fil-A, and it's like just barely far enough away from my house for it to be inconvenient for me to go get it if I'm not already in the area. So I definitely take advantage of stopping by when I am in the area. And then I also got a delivery from Amazon on that day, so I did use another little Amazon icon from Planner Kate, and then I deposited some cash into the bank, and that little bank deposit sticker is from Plan to Plan Sticker Co. Plan to Plan Sticker Co. And then my big reason for going out that day was I needed to go grocery shopping at Walmart. So that grocery shopping sticker is from Polished Patterns, and that Walmart sticker is no longer available, but it is from a shop that was called Paper and Clips, that I believe is no longer around anymore. But Friday was the first day of that music fest, and so I did take the day off, and it was payday. So the pay time off sticker is a custom script from Whimsical Plans, and the payday script is from Hootalala Day. And I have this like skinny washi strip of kind of what looks like people in a concert crowd sort of thing from a shop called Metalhead Planner, which is no longer around, unfortunately. Okay, so I had a lot of pictures that I wanted to add to this spread, like this one. And I use my Canon Ivy printer to print out pictures for my planner, but the pictures are just like slightly too big to fit how I like to use them. And I've had this tool for a few years. I don't even know if they make it anymore, but it's supposed to like punch out something that's the perfect size for the Happy Planner vertical classic size layout. And so I thought, like, it's kind of big, it's kind of bulky, I've never used it before, but since I have so many pictures that I'm trying to add, maybe it'll, make things just a little bit faster for me instead of having to try to like cut down those pictures by hand. The problem that I ran into is that it just isn't great. Well, okay, so the tool itself is nice, and I feel like if I had normal sized like photos, like printed photos, it would actually work really well. But with the size of the Canon Ivy paper, it really didn't work very well. You can see me struggling here, but like the page is so small, it kind of gets lost in the tool, and so it's hard to like adjust the picture and the little punchy part. so that it could punch out exactly what I wanted it to. So I can't say that it's a bad product. It just doesn't fit. I did check to see if there's a way to like disassemble it or maybe open it up a little bit so I could try to make it work. But it just kind of is what it is. And then I had an even harder time trying to get like the excess that was trimmed off of the edges out of the tool. So, again, it would be really awesome if I had like full-size photos and I just wanted to trim out a little bit of it. But for this, it didn't work out too well. And then it was just like slightly smaller, vertically from like a vertical sized box. So, I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world. It's better to be too small than too big in these sorts of cases, in my opinion. But it's like I go through all that trouble to have the exact right size and then it's not the exact right size. So that was a little frustrating. But anyway, before I put down the photo, I decided that I did want to add my deliveries for the day. So I got a few other things from Amazon. I had made a purchase earlier that week to get some like shorts and stuff for the weekend. So all of those ended up coming in. And then I have this little gas icon from, I think, the Twin Mermaids is the name of the shop, maybe. And then I did want to make sure that I had a full box at the bottom, where I could kind of hide the photo at the end of this day. So I had to rearrange some things just to make sure that there was enough room, because as much of a hassle as it gives me, I do really love this whole box extender technique thing so that I can have photos and notes and things in my planner, since this is a memory keeping planner, but that it won't like disrupt kind of the look of the spread, and I can hide some things. But I did want to mark that this was day 1 of Inkcarceration, so I have this little like concert sticker thing from a shop called Sidebar and Co, Sabai and Co. I'll never learn how to pronounce it correctly, and I'm so sorry. I really should like Google how to say the shop's name, because I do use a few of their stickers. And so you are currently watching me struggling, trying to figure out how to make this box extender situation work, which it's like at this point, this is what, the 3rd week of me doing box extender type things and using photos. You would think that I would have it down by now, but I don't. So, and I'm always trying to find a better way to do it anyways. So what I did end up doing, because the photo is a little bit longer than a full box, I did add a glitter header to like the back of the photo. And so that way, because like the photo was already cropped, so I didn't want to have to cut it up anymore. Because especially since it's like just my face, there wasn't much more that I could crop off. Plus I was wearing a strapless shirt, and like, I don't know if you've ever worn a strapless shirt in photos that you shouldn't have, and then you just end up looking naked. So I didn't want to run into one of those types of situations. And then the other picture is just like the crowd and the stage to kind of get the vibe of the weekend. Overall, it was a great first day. I was really happy to be able to see Lacuna Coil. I think they're Italian, and they said that this was the only fest that they were playing in their North American tour that summer, so we felt kind of special about that. And then Daughtry played on this day, which was really exciting. I used to listen to them a lot. I was really into them, like in their American Idol era. And then they started playing Man in the Box by Alice in Chains, which I love that song. Not a cover that I was expecting from them, but it was so good. Like, as soon as I heard that, like, first guitar riff, I was like, no, there's no way. And then they started playing it, and it was great, and it was amazing. But it was like the week of covers. There was a lot of cover songs played with all of the bands. Even later on this day, Korn played a little bit of Metallica and then a little bit of Queen. And then Papa Roach was another highlight of the weekend. I was surprised how many people knew like all of their songs, but I guess they have a pretty big fan base. I mean, they've been around for a while. I just kind of expected everybody to be like me and know those like the two Papa Roach songs. But when those started playing, everybody definitely started singing extra loud. So Saturday, I had a very nutritious breakfast of McDonald's. And I marked that with a sticker from the sticker party. And I also got a HelloFresh box delivery on that day, which is also a sticker from the sticker party. And since the HelloFresh box is like brown and green, I wanted to pull in colors from the kit to be as like a background for that sticker. But I had a really hard time trying to decide how that was going to look. Honestly, I mean, I do obviously like speed up and kind of cut up the footage of these Plan With Me's just so that you don't have to suffer through the whole thing in real time. But honestly, putting down these stickers usually takes me like a couple of hours. And I think that's partially because half the time I'm just flipping through the stickers and trying to figure out what should go where. And then, of course, like those full box situations, which I can't seem to get a handle on. But Saturday was great. I also spent most of the day at the Inkcarceration Music and Tattoo Festival. I didn't get any tattoos during this year, but that's fine. The music was still great. And one of the cool things that happened this year, so I feel like each year that I go to these, I find like a new smaller band that I've never heard of before that I get like really obsessed with. And it's usually like a female lead singer, which is really cool. And this year, that band was Paralandra, and they were at like the smaller stage in the back, and they actually had a meet and greet afterwards. So I even got to meet them, which was really cool. And now Paralandra is one of my favorite bands like of all time. So that's one of the reasons why I really love going to these big music fests, is just because it gives me an opportunity to see bands that maybe I'd never heard of before or might not have thought to go out of my way to see live. And sometimes I'm really surprised. So yeah, it was overall a really awesome weekend. Here you're going to watch me struggle with putting the photo down with a box extender, which I've already messed up at this point because I forgot the box extender part. So I wish I knew why I was so bad at this process. Like at this point, I'm a few weeks in and I'm still struggling, but hopefully maybe by like this time next year, we'll all look back at this and laugh and be like, hey, remember when I was really bad at that process and now I'm like an expert at it? And maybe we'll see. But I do really like this full box. So it's like this kind of like tannish, curvy, like girl with short purple hair and a pink swimsuit, and like I very much identify with that. So and she has a tattoo on her thigh, and so and I have a tattoo on my thigh, and so like that's one of the reasons why I got this kit. I really wanted a kit that had this artwork, and so I definitely made sure that I picked this up just because of this specific fashion box, and then as well with like the vibes of the rest of the kit as well. But in addition to Paralandra, on this Saturday, Evanescence also played, which was honestly like the highlight of the whole weekend for me. I was supposed to see Evanescence with Hailstorm. I think it was the winter before this, but we like planned the weekend. Like we got there, they were in Cincinnati, I think, and then it wasn't until like we were literally trying to walk into the doors of the event, and the security was like, oh, just so you know, this show has been canceled because somebody in the band has COVID. So I was so devastated. Like, can you imagine how good a show with Evanescence and Hailstorm would be? And then I wasn't able to make it to their makeup date. So yeah, being able to see Evanescence this weekend at Inkcarceration was like a dream come true. I love Evanescence. I hadn't listened to them actively in a little while, but I grew up listening to them. I remember my cousin had their first CD, and I like was instantly hooked. And then in college, I kind of went through another like Evanescence phase when I was like feeling like moody and whatever. So honestly, so good. They played all of my favorite songs, and it was just like definitely the best part of the whole weekend. The rest of the day was pretty good too. Breaking Benjamin played, but honestly, I haven't listened to them as much, so I didn't really know as much of their music, but they were still good. On Sunday, it's a family member's birthday, so I wanted to make sure that I marked that in my planner, although I had a bit of a hard time figuring out how I was going to do that. I think maybe I might try to have these stickers picked out ahead of time before I film, but at the end of the day, for me, it still is going to take the same amount of time. I'm just super indecisive. So what I tried, which I hadn't done before until just now, was using like part of a full box and use that with a box extender to cover up some of the birthday information, since the full box was more of like a scene or like a background sort of thing, and not like one of those fashion boxes where it has like a person. I don't know. I'm still kind of experimenting at this point. And again, this is my 2022 memory keeping planner. I really want to get the hang of this before I really touch anything in my like current 2023 planner. Because like the 2023 planner, I feel like it's going to be, I don't know. In my head, I feel like it should be better than the 2022 one. So I'm using this 2022 memory keeping planner to also kind of like try out new things and see how they work before I move into kind of my preferred currently active planner. But I don't know. At this rate, I don't think I'll ever get good at this process. So maybe I should just kind of give up and just like move into the new planner as well. But we'll see. So I eventually got the birthday stuff put down, and I was so frustrated on the Sunday. So like these are long days at these fests, and this one is close enough that I can go home at the end of every day and just drive back out for the next day. And so it's like really long days, and it's exhausting. And I was all proud of myself that on Sunday I actually woke up with the alarm and was able to get ready for church that morning. And it was going to be a different mass than I was used to going to, just to be able to sleep in but still make it in time for the concerts and stuff later. But I got ready and then I showed up to church and nobody was there. So that church was changing around their mass times, and I think they just didn't update their website or something. So I was so frustrated. I was like all proud of myself for making it to church on time, and I wasn't able to go that day. Anyway, oh my gosh, I was so frustrated. But yeah, it is what it is. At least I tried, right? And then the rest of the day was kind of a mess. It was so rainy that day. Like, it just poured rain all day, and the ground just was like mushy and muddy, and it was disgusting. But honestly, when it wasn't like super cold, or if you didn't have to walk around too much, it was kind of fun. Overall, it was a pretty great week. I just finished up Sunday with getting gas, which I marked with a sticker from the Twin Mermaids. But I'm pretty happy with how this spread turned out. I hope that you like it too, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye! So I was filming, and about half of this was spilled into the carpet because someone decided to jump onto the table. Do you have anything to say for yourself, Minerva? Nope. Any remorse whatsoever? No? Okay, great.